This screencast will show you how acids are formed in the atmosphere. Acids are formed from a nonmetal oxide reacting with water to form an acid. So if we had some kind of pollutant such as SO2 reacting with water, we want to figure out what acid it's going to create. So we know that acids always start with hydrogen, so you know the formula is going to start with hydrogen, and if you think about all the ions that you've had, they all have oxygen usually at the end. So I'm going to put sulfur in the middle and oxygen on the end. So what you're going to need to do is figure out what the oxidation number is here, because whatever it is on sulfur in the nonmetal oxide is what it will be in the formula as well, in formula of the acid as well. So we use our oxidation rules. Oxygen is going to be -2, and basically taking 2 times -2 is going to give me -4. So in order for my compound to be neutral, sulfur has to be +4. So because it's +4 here, it's also going to be +4 over here. So again, that is that conservation of oxidation number. Okay, so we need to figure out basically what's the subscript that we need to use here for our acid. So to do that, we need to again use this idea that compounds always have a neutral charge. So we know that hydrogen is going to have an oxidation number of -1 and oxygen is going to have an oxidation number of -2. So if we do hydrogen being +1, okay, and sulfur being +4, that's a total of +5. Okay, there's nothing I'm going to be able to take times 2 to get +5, so we know that won't work. So hopefully you remember sulfite and sulfate. We're really trying to figure out which one of those it is. Those are both -2 ions, so we need to double our hydrogen. It's also kind of like odd-even rule. So we now have a total positive from hydrogen of +2. We have our +4 from sulfur, so that is a total of +6. So I need -6 from my oxygen, so I'm basically going to do -6 divided by -2 to get a subscript of 3 to figure out that this is sulfurous acid. Okay, we can also work backwards and look at the acid, phosphoric acid, and figure out what nonmetal oxide it comes from. So hydrogen is going to be +1 again, oxygen is going to be -2, always. And then we're going to take 3 times +1 to get a total of +3. Then we're going to take 4 times -2 to get a total of -8. So again, my formula has to add up to 0, so this has to be +5. So phosphorus is going to be +5. So again, if it's +5 in the acid, it's +5 in the formula. So we're going to have oxygen with +5 -2, which is going to give me the formula P2O5. Okay, I'd like you to complete these 2 examples. So we're going to do N2O3 plus water to figure out what acid that's going to create, and I'm going to ask you to also complete one where we give you the acid. Okay, this is called perbromic acid. So what gas does that come from? I'd like you to complete these examples and show them to the teacher.